The Football Manager 2023 beta has just dropped, and as you can see, I have literally just loaded it up for the first time and started my beta series for YouTube, where I will be managing Roma, and I'm very, very excited to get stuck into it. But before we do that and we go any further, if I could ask you to please subscribe if you are new around here. It goes a long, long way in helping me, and for you, I have plenty Football Manager 2023 content already planned that I guarantee you do not want to miss. I have just taken over from Jose Mourinho at Roma, and in this video we're going to be having a little look at the club visions, the squad, where we can take this team, and what we need to do to improve things before maybe playing some friendlies to give you some gameplay footage of the new game. And in the next episode, we'll get stuck into the league. It's a historic club. I've covered all of this in the save reveal if you've not seen it already. The budget for transfers is not great. However, as we know, they have a very, very good squad right now. They're in the Europa League. They're entering at the group stages. We finished 6th last season in the Serie A. That's something I'm looking to improve on to get them into the Champions League, and then maybe we'll see that in the second season throughout this beta. But boy, we have a tough task on our hand because the Serie A is bloody good these days, and this apparently is the best 11 so far. Interestingly, Belotti not in there. I think I'm going to struggle getting him and Abraham in the team at the same time, as well as Dybala and Zaniolo, but a challenge I'm willing to accept. Wijnaldum in there too. I'm not sure though because he's injured. I hope they've got that correct, because otherwise I'll be very upset with you, Football Manager. On the other hand though, if he's available to play, I will be very happy. It's a catch-22 and I've just contradicted myself, but welcome to the channel if you're new. There's plenty more of that to come. The culture is just about as I would expect. They want us to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Absolutely, that's something I could do. It's something most Football Manager players do anyway. But likewise, they want us to sign high reputation players, which I think was really emphasised by their signing of Paulo Dybala and Andrea Belotti, both as free transfers, admittedly, in the summer. And they want us to essentially make more money for them, working within the budget, sell players with a profit and increase commercial revenue, as well as growing the club's reputation. That's fair enough because Serie A, a very, very good league, but it's not got the money or the sponsorship opportunities and things like that as the Premier League. And I think that is where I'll find most of my challenges, having managed Newcastle and Leicester in the previous 2 betas. It'll be interesting. They want us to qualify for the Champions League. I want to do that. They want to challenge for the Italian Cup. I want to win it. And I want to win the Europa League, which is now licensed, which is exciting. I don't have to call it the Europa Cup and flip between the two and potentially confuse people who aren't too familiar with Football Manager. And if we do get into the second season, they want us to win the Serie A. It's as simple as that. Although the importance isn't too high, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I thought it would be higher. And the supporter culture and expectations, which is a new feature in Football Manager. They want us to sign high reputation players. They're not bothered about the age, but they'd like to see us bring players through the youth system, which I'm not going to look at their youth facilities. It'll be interesting to see how good they are, but I'm also on board with that. We might not have the time in this save to do so, but I'll give it my best shot. Importantly, they want us to finish above Lazio and other rivals. Parthenop. Interesting. And they'd like us to win the Serie A. Thankfully, their importance is not too high on that, because in the first season, maybe not going to be too easy, but it's something I am absolutely aiming for. And a first look at Football Manager's aesthetics for Football Manager 2023. And I like it. It looks very, very clean. I don't know about the new features as of yet. That's something we'll have to look into. But I'm liking the look of it, and I'm really excited just to get going. And you're probably wanting me to get on with it as well. So I'll create my tactic. This is what my preferred sort of setup is usually, but given the players available, it's not going to be easy. And I'm actually going to try and go with 2 strikers. Tammy Abraham as the advanced forward and Andrea Belotti as that pressing forward. So let's get them in there. Belotti quite far down the list there, but we know what he's capable of in the Serie A. We're going to have Paulo Dybala in the hole, however, slightly asymmetric. As a trequartista, he's brilliant, And we all know that. There's a lot of green in there. And I'm looking to his creative talents, but the fact he's going to be a trequartista will give him a bit more freedom to roam. We'll get, roam, no pun intended. He'll fill in those gaps because I'm not going to be playing with a winger, but I will be playing with an attacking wing back, Leonardo Spinazzola. He was brilliant for them, for Italy during the Euros. I noticed that they do have Vigna as well there. Is he better? No, we're going with Spinazzola for now. Alongside him, Mancini. He'll be our ball player. We'll have to switch those around because I don't trust Mike Smalling to be a ball player whatsoever. However, he's a good defender in the Serie A, which is weird. He seems to be excelling, and what I do like is that 15 pace, and that's at the age of 32 still. His physical's very good, and his raw defending attributes, fantastic. 17s all across the board. We don't want him to play football. Passing 11, I wish it was 13, and 8 vision. Not great whatsoever. Rui Patricio will be the goalkeeper. I think that's a very good signing for Roma in Serie A. As you can see, maybe not great at playing with the ball at his feet, but I like to play football out from the back when we can. But I don't want him to take too many risks because that can often end in disaster. So just on defend, play football when you can, Rui, but don't be scared to boot it and go direct the Italian way. On the right hand side, we are of course going to have Nicolo Zaniolo when fit, but out for 5 weeks to 2 months is not great. He'll miss a large chunk of pre-season. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. We might look to bring someone else in as an option off that right hand side, but maybe throughout pre-season it might be an opportunity to give someone else some fitness, some opportunity. And we're going to have, that's not what I wanted to do, that was very odd. We're going to have Nemanja Matic protecting us. Brian Castante is pretty good, however, but we're going to trust Nemanja for now. I think that's my Premier League knowledge probably coming to the fore, and later on in the save I'll realise I was very wrong and I should play Brian Castante. But Matic being in there, protecting this side when Spinazzola does go. I might even put him on a complete wing back because he's so good going forward, but that's what we'll stick with for now. And in order to fill in out wide a little bit, as well as get forward and score goals, we've got captain Lorenzo Pellegrini, who is unreal, and I'm really excited to see what he can do from that centre mid spot, but there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting in there, I feel like, from him and Nemanja Matic, but hopefully, without the ball, Dybala might do some defending. I'm not convinced. He'll probably do a lot more of this shenanigans, which, yeah, I'm not really sure. Right back is also another position I'm a bit concerned about, because we do have Rick Karsdorp, but I don't think he's that great. He's quite well rounded, and I'm not going to ask him to go forwards too much, which I think is okay, but his defending, even then, isn't great. He doesn't excel in either of the sort of attributes you'd like for him to do at right back in terms of going forward or defensively. Crossing and dribbling only both 11, marking 11, tackling 12, positioning 11. At least he's got good mentals and physicals. That's about all we've got, so I might look to sign a right back. But with a 12 million budget, I don't have a lot to work with. But for now, that is where he will play, and I'm going to get him to do a bit more defending, because I don't trust him. I really don't trust him, and it's not a good start. And I'm not basing it off much, but I don't trust him. He is wanted by Man City and Tottenham. If Man City want to throw a lot of money at him for no reason, then I will absolutely take them up on that. And then we will have Zaniolo in there. But for now, we're going to chuck in El Shaarawy. I can't believe he's still kicking a football. He's only 29. He feels like he's been around for forever. So long. But he's a tricky winger, and I like that about him. And the haircut. It's always been interesting, but I dig it. I also admire that he's stuck with it. But taking a little look at the squad planner, a new feature which I absolutely do like. Yeah, if we're going to stick with this formation going forward, we're going to need a lot more depth on that right hand side, particularly with Dybala playing another position and Zaniolo being injured. And at right back, is Zeki Celik much better? He's a bit better defensively and at crossing than Ricky Karsdorp. Maybe he's going to get the starting jersey. But certainly down that right hand side, I'm going to be looking to improve on. If I stick with this formation anyway. If you've got any other suggestions in the comments down below, please do let me know about how to fit Belotti, Dybala, Zaniolo and Abraham all in the starting lineup. Because I don't want to go with a 4-2-4 because I feel like it always ends disastrously. Although this is pretty similar, admittedly. I like this feature though, and you can add players that are in your shortlist if you have a shortlist in, so you can put them wherever you want, and you can change the order. I feel like this is ideal because people have been doing this for years in terms of writing it down, spreadsheets, whatever, and they've actually implemented it in game. So you get a thumbs up from me, Football Manager, and if you give it a thumbs up too, leave it a thumbs up on the like it, basically is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, that was a cheap one. Oh, for God's sake, I've been playing for 5 minutes. Man City have already come in for club captain and star midfielder Lorenzo Pellegrini with quite a lot of money, but not near his transfer value, and he wants to go. He wants to go. So I'll come back to that after our friendly against Bilbao, which I've arranged instead of playing DC United, which you will see in this game. This episode rather. That's shaking me up, and I'm really not happy about it. Let me know what you'd do. Try and get more money, let him go, or potentially deal with a very unhappy, fantastic player, admittedly, and club captain. Not great. I'm just setting up the instructions for the game, however, and there's some new ones that will take me some time to work out what's best. I'm going to keep things a little bit simple. Cautious mentality, basically. We're playing in this Serie A. Be smart about when you attack. We do have some players on attacking duty, plenty on support as well, but just be smart about it because there's a lot of good teams in this league and it's very important you are defensively sound. Zeki Celik will start at right back, Sharawi starting on the right hand side. I've called up some youth players to help fill out the squad thanks to a few injuries to players that I would like, and Justin Kluivert, who's out on loan, who I would probably like to be in the squad, so that's not great. Thanks for that one, Jose, sorry for getting it wrong.
Oh, sorry, oh, I'm sorry, don't hurt me, sorry.
But we are underway for the very first time of the series in a friendly against Athletic Bilbao. I wanted it to be against opposition that will give us a good bearing of where we're going to be in real life, and a lot has been made of the graphics in the build up to the release of this Football Manager, so I thought, let's have a little look at them as Spinazzola puts it over the bar. Fantastic start. We won't see too much this game since it's only a friendly, but we have started quite well, and Athletic Bilbao, a very, very good side, so I'm intrigued to see how things go as we're in our away kit at the Stadio Olimpico, but El Shaarawy has won the ball and given it away immediately, which is not what you want when he's trying to make a case to be the starting winger. Never going to happen once Nicolo Zaniolo is fit. But I'll be interested to see how Belotti, Dybala and, oh no, Tammy Abraham do, as we've given the ball away but won it back, and that is okay. I'm telling him to regroup when we lose the ball because I feel that's very important. And Tammy Abraham's nicked in behind there. He's got Belotti in support, didn't find him, and we've got a penalty, so that's a good start. And it's Paulo Dybala stepping up for his first goal for Roma. Hell yeah! Can imagine he was giving it all of that when he scored there. Thank God Rui Patricio's good. I do apologise, you are going to be seeing a lot of that throughout the series so long as Paulo Dybala's actually good. But half time in our first game of the series, so far so good. I'm content, but the real stuff will be starting tomorrow with the league campaign, so make sure you don't miss it. And let's see if we can get another couple goals and enjoy ourselves, ease ourselves into the release of Football Manager 2023. Pellegrini, he's not going to Man City, he is brilliant, I'm not letting it happen. Oh no though, an Athletic Bilbao corner. I'm interested to actually have a look in my own time at what they've done with the set pieces, if anything, because let's be honest, after last year they needed a lot of work because it was just near post corner, near post corner, near post corner. It was very one-dimensional and not very realistic. But here we go, Bilbao, let's see, it'll be interesting to see, I'm excited to have a look at it. And Nico Williams, I believe it is, going in and finding Inaki Williams, the Williams brothers. And not a joke about the tennis players, that would be unacceptable. Getting yourself into murky waters early on, Calum, brilliant, start as you mean to go on. And as we're about to make some changes, Athletic Bilbao have very kindly given it back to us, so thank you very much for that. And we gave it back to them. This is just a wholesome, really friendly game between the Basques and the Romans. What more could you want? Defending would be a good start. Nah, it's offside. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Forget that. Forget I said anything. As you tend to do most of the time. And the substitute Zaleski's found Dybala, who's found Leque. Not sure how you pronounce his name, but thankfully Gianluca Mancini alerts to the danger and dealing with it, finding substitute Roger Ibanez. I'm not sure whether to start with him or Mike Smalling. I might not start with Rui Patricio if he carries on like this. Iker Muniain, a player I've loved for a long time. Danny Garcia, wide.
Shite!
But late on in the game, Tammy Abraham's taken that down excellently. I wasn't paying proper attention, and we've scored, so you'll actually see the replay of that. But hopefully Tammy Abraham will carry on doing that throughout the save, because I am pinning a lot of my hopes, not quite all thanks to Dybala and Belotti, but a lot of them on the big man, and Roma fans love him. I hope I love him at the end of this, because that was bloody brilliant. And we might not be done yet. Dybala going out wide to Zalewski, that wing back getting nice and high, providing good competition for Spinazzola. He looks quite good as well, until he gives the ball away from the cross, and they will look to counter-attack. Inaki Williams finds Muniain. No, Ricky Karsdrop's not going to be playing for me much. I might sell him, because that don't impress me much. Iker Muniain's goal did though. Nice finish, only a friendly. Don't care too much. But that attitude will absolutely change in the next episode, where we'll be taking on Lazio to start off the league campaign. What more could you want to kick things off other than a Rome derby? So make sure you do not miss it. Subscribe so you know exactly when the next episode goes live. Probably tomorrow. I'm sorry this one was short and sweet, but I was just eager to get it out there and get going with it. But it starts tomorrow properly. Leave a like if you're excited and comment down below. Let me know who you are in charge of this Football Manager 2023 beta. Lazio, goodness me. Check out my save ideas video on the end screen if you are not sure you're being yet. Thank you very much for tuning in, and take care.